Hey guys, this video is from my friend Danelle. Hey Danelle. So she was asking what kind of board games I would recommend for her kids. I think she's looking for maybe some Christmas gifts or something to do during this strange time in our world. These games are ones that I would recommend for that kids can play, but certainly adults can play them too. So let's go ahead. So this first one is called Flick 'em Up, and this is a really great game. It is a little more on the expensive side because they have really great wooden pieces. I think there's a plastic version out there, but I'm not really sure. You basically build a little western town and you have to use your little bullets to knock down the other characters. You can play it really simple if you want to make basic games up for smaller children, or if you want to go by the rule book, which has tons of variations, you can do that. But I think this is quite pricey, more of like the $80, $90, $100 range, but a really great game to have in your collection. This game is not so expensive. It is Get Bit, and it is such a fun game. This game has a little shark that will chase after your character here, and these characters kind of remind me of little Lego men, and you're basically competing with your cards to get away from the shark. And if you're in last in line, your shark will bite you and you will eventually lose limbs, and that's how the game goes. Once all your limbs are gone, then you're out of the game. So it's a really cute, really fun game, good for adults, good for kids. This game's called Tenzi, and it's basically a dice rolling game where you have to collect the same number. So you're rolling the die until you get the number that you selected, and you get all 10 that match. You keep rolling and rolling until you get the match, and then once you do, you yell out Tenzi. The great thing about this is there are so many variations. I think there's a book out there for more than 100 variations of this game, so you can decide that you want to get oh, there's the construction happening. You can get all select number 1 or number 2 or just whatever you want. So that's a really good game, Tenzi. This one my friend Mike gave me for, I believe it was my birthday, and I love it. It is a really fun game. It is a stacking game where you have to build a little tower here out of cards. So it's a card stacking game, but the little variation is you get this really cute little hero, Rhino Hero, who will stack on the cards. So the point of the game is to get rid of all of your little roofs, and the roofs will tell you where to put your walls. And when you get your wall, you're gonna place them in the same place that they tell you to put your on the roof, and then you keep stacking them up. And there's lots of different, I guess there's little, kind of reminds me of Uno, like +2 cards and things like that. And you can stack them up, and you'd also have to move the Rhino Hero, excuse me. Sorry about that. Got a tickle in my throat. Another great game is Zombie Dice. This one kind of looks scary to me, but it is a really great game. It's a dice rolling game where you take your die and you'll roll them, and of course you're trying to collect brains because you're a zombie. So once you get to 13 brains, you win the game. There's also, if you roll a shotgun and you get 3 shots, you're dead. And this is Run Away, I believe it is, or Flee or something like that. And basically it's something similar to Roll Again, but it is a great quick dice rolling game that I think you would have fun with the kids on that one. This is another really great game. It's called Hey, That's My Fish. And you basically have this board where there are individual little tiles that you set up. And you have these really cute little penguins that will go on your tile. And once your penguin leaves the tile, you collect these tiles, and each tile has different number of fish. And the person with the most amount of fish win. And it's a really cute game called Hey, That's My Fish. I really like it a lot. This game's a great game too. It's called Happy Salmon. It's great for groups. I believe you can play 4 or 5 players with this game, and everyone gets their own colored set of cards. So you might have green, you might have blue or purple, and the point is you have to find the other person who matches this card. So you pick a card and you start screaming out high five, and then once you do the action with the other person, the high five, you're going to get rid of that card and go on to your next card. So there's switcheroo, which means you have to swap spots with someone else, and then there's Happy Salmon, which is an action that you go like this with the other person. So the other person goes like this, Happy Salmon. And the first person to get rid of all their cards wins. It's a great game. For adults, I'll tell you, you can only play it about twice because it's really loud when everyone's screaming. So there's the green fish and the blue fish, and inside each of these packets has the whole set of cards that you can play with. And then this is just a second set where there's more colors, so you can have more players. And then it gets really loud. This next game I love. It's called Snorta, and it is a beloved game. You can tell we have played it so much. My friend Mike, again, let us borrow his game, and we wore it out, so we had to buy him a new one. And you basically have, everyone gets a barnyard animal, and your barnyard animal will go inside your barn, but everyone will see what kind of animal you have. So if I have the mouse, my mouse goes in the barn, and everyone also gets a set of cards, and you're turning your cards over. When your card matches someone else's card, you have to scream out what's in their barn, which is going to be hidden. So it's a memory game. It's don't get confused and say the sound of the animal on the card. You want to say the animal, the sound of the animal. So scream out squeak, squeak for the animal that is in the barn. It is a really fun game that actually kids are really good at, along with adults. What else do I have here? Oh, I have Quirkle, which reminds me something. This one I play a lot with adults. Reminds me similar to Scrabble, but you're playing with shapes and colors. So you're basically creating a row, and the more matches you get, the more points you get, and it's really, really great. You can either match up shapes or you can match up colors, and they look like little Scrabble tiles with shapes on them. Really great game. And my last game, I believe it's my last game, is Sushi Go. Now I have the party edition. You can get the carded, or the, I guess it's like a single pack of cards. This one has a ton of different variations in it, or menus. So there's a menu, and you basically get a set of cards that you pick from, and you decide, what am I going to keep? And for instance, if you decide you wanted to keep tempura, 2 tempuras will give you 5 points, and it goes around. And once you've decided, okay, I want to keep a tempura, you actually take your deck of cards and you pass it to the next person, and you get the other person's cards, and it just goes in a circle. You just keep collecting cards to make up your menu, and the person with the most points wins. So this is a really, really great game. All of these games are great for adults and kids. Some are clearly more like a bit for kids, but I have so much fun playing this game. Clearly, I own it. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this, Danelle. I hope that's lots of ideas for you and for Blake and Talon. And don't show them this video until after Christmas, because if you don't buy any of these games for them, I will. All right, hope you've enjoyed that, and have a great evening. Bye.